I hope you have all the information about the rising sun flag. And Japan is trying to use this kind of flag during the 2020 Olympics. We think this is kind of same as Nazi's flag, you know.
Yeah, the swastika flag.
Of course, I'm from South Korea, but you don't need to think over me. Just I just want to listen as objectively as you can. Japanese side also, they said they used in the long time ago. They said, but it was not officially used. Just one of the region they used rising sun flag just in a short period, and then they started to use officially from the 1870 when the Japan Empire had started.
But this flag, rising sun, now it's only for the military.
Yes, and it always been the flag
so
of the military.
Why should we go to the Olympic Games to a military flag?
It's interesting how the rising sun flag is treated differently from any other flags that have been offensive throughout the history, like the Hakenkreuz flag, the Nazi flag, or the American Confederate flag, the slave owner states flags, and then, for example, the USSR flag, the Soviet Union's flag. They are all treated differently. Also, the rising sun flag, they are all treated differently.
It's surprising that basically we have the swastika, the Nazi flag, the USSR flag. These were all banned by the international community. So once we discovered,
how bad it was.
Human being discovered that these were such bad periods of the history.
Yeah.
Basically, there were some efforts internationally that these flags should be banned and they shouldn't be used anymore. Also in Hungary we have laws that it's absolutely banned, it's absolutely prohibited to use.
Really?
So it's interesting why the rising sun flag didn't have the same.
Well, I think that the Far East situations have always been so isolated from us Western countries that they didn't even know about, oh my god, Japan is using this flag and they're doing this bloody dictatorship, this regime. Maybe that's the reason.
Yeah.
There's another point that the German flag, the Nazi, they were regret about their acts. They said sorry.
Yeah.
So, okay, but they used the rising sun. The Japanese, they never said sorry for that. They never said anything about it.
Never said sorry.
So I think if you want our short answer, I think we probably all agree that it should not be used. Should not be used. But what kind of consequences there will be and how it will go down, that's interesting to talk about, I guess. For example, you might have not known, but South Korea, of course, has warned the Olympics Committee about their problem if the Japanese are going to use these rising sun flags. It's making the gravity of the situation even bigger, because that would completely ruin the Olympics.
And reminding again, it's not a military competition; it's Olympic Games.
Yes,
so there's no reason why using a military flag over there.
I guess Japanese are one of the biggest economic power in the world, and also they have a really strong lobby. I think lobby power into the IOC or the world. So I think they are huge influence to the worldwide organization. So that's why most of the Western countries they didn't push too much to ban to use this kind of thing.
More than 70 years past the Second World War, and I think at this point the generations, not just in Japan but everywhere else in the world, have just rotated out, and I think the new generation they not just have a nationalistic sense of pride in Japan but in also many other countries. They're also feeling that they should not be ashamed of the crimes of their fathers, their grandfathers. They feel like they should get a clean start because they are thinking differently about it. Maybe that's how they think.
But maybe it's also about the education. I don't know, in the past 70 years since we don't have the Second World War, how much this was educated, for example, in Japan. So the new generations always learned about this, and this remained in their thinking. So
this is one of the critical, issue. Actually, we have many issues about history book. When Japanese government when they make a history book, and we used to claim this kind of things. Why do you make this kind of
this situation fake? Is a bit familiar for us. Another perspective.
It is, yeah.
Personally, I have a really good friend, Japanese friend, and they are so kind. And then some of Japanese, some famous people, I like them. But in terms of history, I really urge to Japanese government to approach a sincere approach to the all country who suffered during the occupation of Japan. That's what we want. Whenever I go somewhere in the sushi house in Budapest, some shop they put in the rising sun flag.
Oh, yeah.
So in this case, I never visit anymore.
As we saw in the video, it became a kind of fashion element.
Fashion element.
It's unavoidable that
it's kind of strange.
Points.
And also, I read that till this day, they are using the rising sun flag even in commercials and televisions to represent something or to explain something with the flag. Quite interesting.
So with Japan's government, we are looking for your approach, Steve.
Would be nice.
We have a really actually between South Korea and Japan, we spend a more peaceful period than the war period. We are very close friends. We are very close neighborhood. We should stick together, to survive in a harsh, world.
Yes.
Complex world.
Yeah. So we want to be really friends with Japan, but first of all, the history we should admit each other, and then we want to go more healthy relationship with Japan. We have some trade war between South Korea and Japan.
Oh yeah, I heard that. So the consumption of Japanese beers in South Korea has fallen by 97%. Ever since this whole
Rising Sun
argument started. Ever since then. 97%.
We are not drinking any more acai beer.